So in the finale of The Ones Who Live, Rick asks Michonne if they're crazy for this plan to take down the CRM instead of just taking their asses home. And Michonne says, certifiable. But who is crazier? They're both crazy. But who's crazier? It's Michonne. Let's take a look at their rap sheet. So we start off with Rick, who kills his best friend Shane. He has to. The man was going to kill him, so he's forced to take him out. Crazy, survival, you're forced to, level up. Michonne desecrates the undead body of her boyfriend and his best friend after their gross negligence leads to the death of her son. Nobody was doing that. She cuts off their arms so they can't hurt her. She cuts off their jaw and she puts them on a leash. She puts her trauma on a leash and walks around with them. Keeps her trauma, the source of her trauma, as pets. Doesn't compare. Let's move on. Fill in the blanks if I'm forgetting anything. But I think Rick's next big, holy shit moment is when he rips out that man's jugular to save Carl. Rick levels up when the going gets tough. Out of desperation, he levels up. He, with his teeth, rips it out. And in the aftermath, he is shook. It is damn animalistic. He's shaking. He's scared that Carl now thinks he's a monster. He's scared that Michonne now thinks he's a monster. He rushes to go tell her, I'm okay. I swear to God, I'm okay. Michonne, on the other hand, is like, I know. And Rick's like, how do you know? She's like, because I'm okay. I do think it is crazier to see that and be like, because, she felt some things. Understandably, because the last man she was with was like, it's okay to be undone by the apocalypse, but to be so undone that you let your kid die? So to go from that to a man who, again, his teeth are weapons and kills a man, she feels some things. She's moved. Her body warms. And so, Rick got it with the teeth, but I feel like Michonne being like, Moving along, we've got Rick, who, in The Ones Who Live, chops off his hand in a bid to escape. I don't think anything super crazy happens, that he does anything super crazy between the teeth and the hand. He chops off his hand again, desperate times. He's like, I've tried everything. Let's just, cut off this appendage that's keeping me here. Crazy. Understandable, but crazy. The lengths that he will go to for his freedom. Michonne leaves her kids. She leaves her kids to go find her husband. It's a huge risk. Who knows what will happen to those children in her absence, but she's like, I have to go. And so she goes. She finds him. And then also Michonne in The Ones Who Live, Rick gets in her face mere inches and says, what we had is broken. And so Michonne didn't understand what was going on. And for that, she threw both of them out of a helicopter. She could have died. He could have died. They both could have died. What was more important than any of those possibilities was her desire to know what the hell is going on. And going back to the base, she was going to pick the time and location, and she threw both of them out of the helicopter because they needed a timeout. Explain to me the switch up. So, yeah, and as a bonus, Rick threatens to knock Michonne out and throw her in the boat if he has to get her the hell away from CRM and save her life. But who did knock somebody out without warning? Michonne. Because Rick was acting out. He was scaring them. And actually, the scene where he takes Pete through the window is in the finale. It's one of the flashbacks. And he was scaring the good people of Alexandria, raving and waving that gun around. And Michonne came out of nowhere and knocked him out. Now, I did say in my review that I don't think Rick would ever knock Michonne out, but I can picture a circumstance where he might be forced to and he would, but I do think because of who Rick is, not even because Michonne would hold it over his head, I don't think she would, but I do think because of who Rick is and how much he loves Michonne, he would like spend like the rest of his life making up for it. Michonne came out of nowhere and was like, you need a timeout. I'm not gonna let anybody else touch you, but you need it to be stopped. And she did it. And that's why he backed up when she snatched the helmet off his head. Because he knows Michonne is sweet, but he has personal experience, both personal physical experience and what he's witnessed and what I'm sure he's learned about her, you know, in the time they've known each other, that there is a limit. And so both crazy. Rick is definitely like, you know, but he's not seeing Michonne. Michonne takes it.
We can't breach from this aisle, even if it's a defensible position.
I don't even have a weapon, Commando, so how are we supposed to get past all those walkers? Goddamn defensible position.